Hey everybody, it's your old pal Steve Moore here, owner of Run More, a fabulous brick and mortar running shop located in Westminster, Maryland. Today we're going to be talking about the brand new Altra Olympus 275 coming out in summer of 2025. Look how fun this shoe looks first off. Very fun. We were very excited to bring this shoe in. We saw this last year and this was on our list of shoes that we were super antsy to get in because it just looks awesome. You know, there is something as we have a bunch of shoes in our wall, you want people to be able to come in and be like, that shoe looks awesome. And I think they did a great job with that. But before we get into too much of this exciting new shoe, do me a favor if you haven't already, like and subscribe to our channel. It's a fun, free way to support this shop and an easy way to stay updated on all things Run More. And if you wanted to buy this fantastic shoe, stick around to the end. We'll tell you how you can save 10% on this new model. So before we get too far, let's talk about some of the specs on this brand new shoe and how it compares to the Olympus 6. So this is a $185 shoe from Altra. On the men's side, it is 11.9 ounces, and on the women's side, it's 9.6 ounces. This is a zero drop shoe with a 33 millimeter stack height. Upper is a matrix upper for high durability and performance, and the midsole is a tweaked Olympus 6 midsole, which is a compressed EVA, and it also has a nice Vibram Mega Grip outsole. So first off, why the name? The Olympus 275. I think when we first saw this, there was a little bit of confusion on our part, partly because we're dullards, of was this replacing the Olympus? Is this going hand in hand? What is the connection between the two and the 275? So if you've been with Altra for a long time, you know some of their heritage of the brand. They started when founder Golden Harper, friend of the store, name drop, was melting shoes in a toaster oven and creating what ended up being the very first Lone Peak and making the very first iterations of Altra. And so this shoe goes back to the temperature in which they were making the shoes at, which was 275. So the Olympus 275 is not an update to what a lot of people know as the Olympus 6. A lot of comparisons as far as a lot of similarities between the two, but there is some differences between them that are pretty apparent besides just aesthetically to it. I think one of the things that has always stuck with me with the Olympus is one of the first customers that I had that was so gung-ho about the Olympus is he did a through hike through the Appalachian Trail in it. He was doing a 500-mile walk like the Proclaimers. He would walk 500 miles in that shoe, and he wanted to feel nice and cushioned, nice and support, didn't feel the ground, one of the zero drop, all the things you check off with the Olympus. You know, I think one of the things I've always liked about this shoe is while they don't really classify this as a stability trail shoe, it almost feels that way. It has a guide rail vibe to it. It has this, I call it this nice butt down the side that helps kind of fan out and give a little bit more ground support when you're walking to it. And so in my head, it always stuck with me that somebody that was their ideal shoe for walking tons of miles on uneven terrain through the grueling Appalachian Mountains. And so when people come in I want a trail runner, while I have tons of people that run the Olympus, I have tons of people you see that are doing the JFK 50 and some of those high long performance races, it just feels so heavy. It's just sort of a clunky shoe in my opinion. So I do some long trail runs and stuff, and that's not the first one I'm pulling. It's a slog, it's heavy. Even the upper just feels like there's a lot to it. And I think what Altra is trying to do is have still a shoe that's high cushion, got some stability, meant for all day, something that's got all the things that you like in the 6, but make it maybe a little more runner approachable. And we actually saw that with Hoka a lot. It was one of the reasons why I think they changed the direction on the Bondi, is that you'd have runners that were coming in of I want to get that shoe, it's my favorite shoe for running, and then on the bench next to us is my dad, who's I'm walking in that shoe. I love to do the mall walk in it. And there's a little bit of oh man, I can't wear that shoe if that guy's wearing that shoe. And I think they're trying to go over and trying to get after a little more runny people and a little bit more in that performance side. And if you've never run in a shoe with a matrix upper, it's spectacular. I think that was the thing that excited me most, besides just how fun it looks, is when you see a matrix upper, it's boom, we're going for performance and quality. It's made of Kevlar. It has much more breathability to it. It's more durable, it weighs less, it's all the things that you would want to go and do some serious trail running in and feel super performance-y in it. And I just never felt like the old Olympus had any of those functions for me if I was going out and doing something more racy, something that's more performance-y. I'm old, I'm bald, but I still like to pretend I can run fast. And I just never felt like I could go fast in Olympus, even though I can go longer with it. If I was comparing it to, again, just using a Hoka shoe for example, something like a Stinson, which to me, I called it like a plotter shoe. And that's what I felt that shoe was. And so now the Olympus 275 is here, and it's designed, I think, to kind of go after those more performance-y or more runny people on the trail to give them a long distance option. I will say, like, even though it comes from the same family and like the base and everything is supposed to feel like the 6, I actually felt like this fit a little bit longer. I had to size up a half in the Olympus, and even though like they really should feel about the same width-wise, I feel a little bit better in this. I still feel like compared to some other Ultras out there, it's still just a pinch short, but compared to the 6, I feel like this is a little bit longer. And I think because this upper is much more breathable and thinner, it just fits a little bit wider too, and that's saying something because the Olympus 6 is one of the ones that they still quietly consider an original fit shoe, their widest, most forgiving shoe that they make out there as far as width goes. So this to me feels nice and roomy, and it feels just lighter underfoot. It's not a tremendous amount lighter when we're giving out the specs, but just that overall feel. Now, one thing I will say that like I wish they did is, if we're going after that base, if I'm right, what they're trying to do with this shoe, I wish they would have changed the midsole. Like, I think they could have kept that same heritage line on calling it an Olympus 275, but like maybe using the, you know, the Ego Max Plus, or maybe, you know, there's things they could have done to make this midsole even poppier, and not just making sort of the upper a different shoe with the bottom sort of a similar of where we've been. So like, I still think that, maybe down the road, that would be something that I personally like to see, is make this truly a performance high cushion shoe with your booty cup upper. And I guess I should get into that too, is like a lot of times when you see uppers like this, I think of it as a reason to not purchase a shoe. Like, more times than not, when I see people get too cute with an upper, they do it poorly. And like, I have customers that will be like, oh, you know what, I had an experience on a shoe that had like this and I didn't like it, so now I'm not gonna get this, even though it's totally different brand, different whatever. So like, I think these are shoes that it's easy to screw up and it's easy to scare people away, but this feels great. This really, they did a great job on this. And that ironically was one of the things on the Olympus that's gonna be out for a while still, when it had these Achilles cradles that, like, for a lot of people is a reason to not pick up this shoe. So there are no Achilles cradles in the 275. This more of a flexible, like bungee-esque heel cup to it, feels great. There isn't a way, it doesn't have the little clip to do a gator trap on it. It doesn't have the Velcro in the back, but it does have all the things that still make it a long distance shoe, a long hike shoe if you wanted to, if you just still wanted something a little bit more performance-y feel and look, but still has the stability, still has the wideness to it, still has the durability that you would expect in a shoe with a Vibram outsole to it. So 275 out now, 185 bucks. Really fun looking shoe. We'll have a link in it down below, and if you enter promo code WATCHMOORE, just one word, WATCHMOORE, like my last name, you'll save 10%. We'll ship it out for free. And hey, while you're out there, check out our new shirts, huh? Right? Turned out pretty good. We'll have a link for that down below as well. And if you're in the greater Westminster, Maryland area, stop on by and say hello. There's a great chance you'll catch me while they're here. Happy running, happy trail running, happy summer, all that good jazz. See you around town. Thanks so much for watching. Click the videos on the screen to learn more about some related content.